Mike Seidel, who's live on the ground in Oklahoma City. And Mike, we were looking at the snow transitioning right as you first came on air with us about 45 minutes ago. Is it starting to stick and accumulate just a bit yet?
It is indeed, Melissa. In fact, we've got a coating here. You can see the footprints in the heavy wet snow. That's what happens. And then you pack it down. So, you know, we don't even have quite a half an inch, but look what we've got here. Look at the consistency of that. Yeah, it's like white mud, just like last week in Worcester. Very heavy. It's a heart attack snow to shovel. Look at the roadways out here downtown Oklahoma City. A lot of slush. Temperatures right now at Will Rogers and Tinker at 33, so we're just above freezing. Plus, we're getting daylight. That's going to help us out. Visibility is about a mile and change. Looking up and down the streets, still pretty good visibility, but you can see what's going on in the roadways. So what you have to do is slow down and give yourselves extra distance, braking distance. That's the key to safe winter driving. Don't speed. Cut your speed and also give yourself more distance. So this is going to continue through the morning hours. This afternoon it will taper off and end. The warning for Oklahoma City north and west goes until 6 p.m. this evening. So that's kind of the timing. Tomorrow morning will be down around 20. And then our next storm will bring a little bit of snow here on Tuesday. And Kelly, that's the one that has our eyeballs, our weather eyeballs popping back at the Weather Channel. Are you salivating like I am this morning, looking at those weather charts?
I'm wondering where you're going next, Mike. Somewhere in the Northeast.
I'll be somewhere in the Northeast. That's a given.
Exactly. So, yeah, it all starts there,
given.
right where you are. And we're going to watch it progress. But in the meantime, Mike, there is a severe angle to the storm that we're following right now where you.
Good morning. Welcome here to Oklahoma City. It's going to be a big week for snow for millions. We started off this morning here in Oklahoma City. Hope you're having a good Sunday. And as you would expect in downtown Oklahoma City and most cities on Sunday morning at this hour, it is relatively quiet. We've got a little bit of traffic out here. Look at what they're dealing with. This is a heavy, wet snow. It changed over about 6:30 here in Oklahoma City, so now it's sticking to the roadways. Our temperatures are right around 33, last check, at both airports. So it's a marginal situation. It's not going to be a dry, powdery snow. And now that we got some daylight, that's going to help out things on the roadways. But with that said, you can see all the slush out here. Now, the warning goes until 6 p.m. The snow's going to taper off this afternoon. We're looking for a general 2 to 4 inches in Oklahoma City, a little bit more north and west where it changed over sooner, more south and east. In fact, if you're south and east of 40 and 44, that's basically the dividing line between the advisory and the warning level snow. And then tomorrow the sun is back out. But Tuesday, we have another system coming in from the southwest. That could bring us a little bit of snow here, Kelly. But that's really the storm that's going to head into the northeast and become a blockbuster. In fact, it will likely be, based on the models agreeing, the GFS and the Euro, be the biggest storm that a wide area has seen in quite some time. And you're going to talk more about that right now.
Could be the biggest storm we've seen in a couple of years for some of these locations in the Northeast, Mike. And I know that's where you're going next, right? After the Southern Plains. It's always fun to guess where Mikey's going next. All right, Mike, be careful out there. That snow is really sticking around.
City is getting its fair share of snow right now from Winter Storm Flynn. And that's where we sent our meteorologist, Mike Seidel, who is joining us live this morning. And, Mike, it's looking like, you know, a winter wonderland. You're stuck in a snow globe. Big fat chunks coming down here now.
You got that right. It's a snow globe, but we don't have the wind right now. That's pretty good, at least right here. It's a little windier in the suburbs. Air Force, Tinker Air Force Base 33, 2-mile visibility. Will Rogers Airport is the one we fly in and out of. The commercial airport is 32, half-mile moderate snow. That's basically what we have down here. Now, keep in mind, they've only had 0.2 of an inch of snow, but we all remember the devastating ice storm in late October. So they had their earliest ice storm on record at the last week of October before Halloween. So they've already been through literally hell because 300,000 people lost power, customers lost power. Some of them didn't have power for at least 3 weeks. So just a heads up that we don't want to say this is the first bout with winter weather, but it is the first bout with snow. You can see the radar where the rain snow line is. It moved through here before sunrise this morning from northwest to southeast. So those of you out in the western part of the state and west of here, out I-40, out towards Woodward, those areas, you're going to likely see maybe an inch or two more. It's also going to end there sooner. Here in Oklahoma City, in the thick of it this morning, then it will taper off this afternoon. The warning goes until 6 p.m. Tomorrow's a sunny day, But then Tuesday, the next system comes in. We could get an inch or two of wet snow on Tuesday. And, Paul, that's the one, that's the seed of what's going to kick in what looks very likely to be the biggest snowstorm for millions of folks in a long time. Because last winter, Philadelphia had 0.3 of an inch of snow. D.C., Reagan National had 0.6 of an inch of snow, and those spots could get that much snow literally in 25 or 30 minutes on Wednesday with the next system.
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday for sure. But guess what, Mike? That system we're watching for the Northeast also going to bring more snow back to the plains, including Oklahoma City on Tuesday. So a mixture of rain and snow across Oklahoma, not just Oklahoma City. We're going to check in with meteorologist Mike Seidel, who's in OKC, coming up in a few minutes. He's there. Okay, I was told we don't have him, but we do have you. Hey there, Mike. You are in the middle of the snow. I tell you what, it looks pretty ferocious now, but this is not going to last all day.
Hey, it wasn't like I was at breakfast or anything. No, this is going to wind down this afternoon. In fact, it's lightened up quite a bit in the past just 15 minutes. You can see on the radar where the heavier snow is from Oklahoma City north and east, right up and along I-44 towards Tulsa. But look back to the south and west. We still have more snow to come in. We've got about 1.5 inches here downtown. Areas north and west have more because it changed over earlier. We mixed and changed over here about 6:30 in Oklahoma City. And by the way, the warning does go till 6 p.m. This evening. So this is the first snowstorm of the season. Coming into this, they had 0.2 of an inch of snow. But we don't want to forget the horrible, crippling ice storm they had here in late October, the earliest on record that the Weather Service offices in Norman and Tulsa had ever issued ice storm warnings. 300,000 customers lost power, and it was weeks before some of those folks here locally got power on. So they've already dealt with a real crippling winter weather event. This is not going to be crippling. It's a plowable snow, but if you stay home, you'll be fine. This will pretty much melt off, and the roads will be in pretty good shape by late today and certainly tomorrow as temperatures get up back into the 40s with sunshine. But we have another system in the pipeline. This one's going to come into the southern plains Tuesday. Some more wet snow here, maybe 1 inch or 2. We'll fine-tune that forecast. But, Paul, that's the one that's going to head into the northeast mid-Atlantic, become a big nor'easter, and dump a lot of snow. The question still remains exactly where the rain-snow line is. We'll be at I-95. We'll be south of I-95. But if you're doing any kind of traveling between D.C., Philly, New York, and Boston Wednesday into the first part of the weekend, you got to stay with the Weather Channel. Of course, they're going to have all the details, and we'll be fine-tuning the location and the numbers, how much falls. Paul?
Yeah, so what you're going through might be just a walk in the park compared to what other Americans could be going through just a couple of days. Thanks. It's Mike Seidel live in kind of a snowy Oklahoma City. Again,
Hey, Paul, here we go. The plow's going down the street here in downtown Oklahoma City. It's a sloppy, wet snow. We've got almost 2 inches. It has lightened up. It will continue to snow into the early afternoon here in Oklahoma City. And again, just like last week, temperatures 32, 33. It tends to settle and compact and kind of melt. So that really helps out the situation, especially in the major interstates. I want to show you what it looks like here at the intersection. Already seeing some pavement. Now, they did brush this side of the roadway earlier, but it's still a real messy morning for driving. Remember the 2 safety driving tips we always tell you in the winter: slow down an extra distance, and then you won't end up on the backside of your fellow driver in front of you. But you could do this if you're driving too fast. Charles Peak caught this out in, I think, the north side of Oklahoma City. This vehicle spinning around, or spinning, and, you know, almost losing control going into, it didn't go into a ditch, but you can see how dicey these roads are. You've got to give yourself extra room, and also cut the speed down. Cut it down. If it's a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, cut it down to about 40. You'll get there, and you'll get there safe. So light snow here, and we're looking up at the Devon Tower. It's the tallest building in Oklahoma City. At the top is 844 feet. So the ceiling, the base of the cloud deck, the stratus deck, is down below that. So it's down about, I'd say, about 600 feet. Gives you an idea of what kind of weather it is for flying today. There'll be de-icing certainly at Will Rogers Airport right on through this afternoon. So, Paul, first snowstorm of the season following that crippling ice storm back in October, Felicia, and then a little bit more snow Tuesday. That's the forerunner of what's going to really shellac the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, we're going to get just kind of round after round of the system, but really keeping eyes on the Northeast as we head into next week, because